have a question to Moinul Bhai. Like what initiatives the organization within the financial industry can take to offer better work-life balance to their employees?
This is my favorite topic, honestly. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
can I can take a session on this work-life balance. But I think first thing first, we need to understand that uh, when we talk about work-life balance, we probably imagine that okay, we will having an extremely productive day, then we'll leave the office on time, then we'll give a quality time our nearest and dearest one. So this is not achievable, honestly, because there will be some occasion you need to give more than adequate time to your office, and sometimes probably you will have more adequate time to give your family. So I think the main uh, theme here is that balance is achieved over time, not each day. So we really need to make our goal realistic. As we all know about the SMART goals, I think for work-life balance also these SMART goals also applicable. That how we are looking at this work-life balance situation, because you can't have an ideal day every day, because sometimes some of the days you will be absolutely occupied, sometimes you will be less occupied, so you need to balance it in that way. And if I just pinpoint just four symptoms which gives an idea, you probably have a uh, relatively better work-life balance. Like, for example, you don't feel like the demands of your work roles and personal obligation are constantly in conflict. Second, you are able to meet your deadlines at work without having to work overtime. You are getting plenty of sleep at night and eating a healthy, balanced diet. Lastly, you don't spend the end of your weekend consumed by the Sunday scaries. So if you are meeting these four criteria, I will say you are having a more relatively healthy work-life balance. But when we talk about the work-life balance, I think a lot of things depend on ourselves. And that brings me to important topics, prioritization and time management. So when we talk about the prioritization, I think there are a lot of different theories, a lot of concept, but I would just like to show this simple grid. So this is, I think, called Eisenhower matrix, is former US president. So this is one of the famous metrics. And if you just look at it, just let me just, so there are four quadrants, right? So it's also called this urgent important matrix as well. So this should be the prioritization. And if you look at any task through this lens, either, I mean, it will fall under any one of these four quadrants. Either is urgent important, important not urgent, not important urgent, or not urgent not important. So often the things fall through the cracks. We mostly focus on the urgent important and urgent not important. So urgent, we always put urgent on the front burner and put important on the back burner. But this is important in a way because you are missing the important task, which will be more crucial for you for your long-term career benefit, from your long-term vision, from your long-term objective point of view. Otherwise, you are glued to all these urgent tasks, which sometimes you can delegate and sometimes delete, because if it's not urgent, not important, you should simply delete it, like social media, watching TV during office hours, all those stuff. But even some of the things you can delegate, right? That is urgent but not important. But where we lose the focus is important but not urgent. Where do you want to see yourselves in the span of years? What's your next career aspiration? What's your training need analysis? What's your long-term growth? So I think this is important from a prioritization point of view. So I just thought I should share this perspective. Then another is the concept is the time management. And when we talk about the time management, I would like to just highlight on the time wasters. So you have couple of defined time wasters in your workplace. Time wasters include the 6 biggest time wasters. They are emails, meetings, online distractions, colleagues interactions. Okay. So these are almost, cover most of the time wasters. So when we're talking about emails and meetings, all these things, I think we can be much more well prepared when actually we are fixing up the meeting. We are not sharing meeting agenda and all this. I actually don't want to go into detail. We all know what are the best practices in terms of the emails and meetings. But honestly, just a 5-minute preparation for any meeting can make a world of difference, because most of the time it becomes a six-string circus, because some of the people are thinking without talking, and some of the people are talking without thinking, and some of the people are confused. So it becomes a mess most of the meetings. So we can make it more efficient, because it has a direct impact on your work-life balance, because unproductive endless long meetings is absolutely unproductive and occupies valuable and scarce internal time and energy. So I think that's where, in terms of the productivity, we can do a lot of things, and this is an ongoing thing. This is an area for improvement. And lastly, I think, not lastly, I think also when we set up all these goals, because I think smart goals we always talk about, but I still think this is an area for improvement, because when you talk about the smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound, honestly, still we see a lot of goals is almost up in the air. So you don't have that smart flavor. But once you set up the goal, it automatically triggers a structured media discussion followed by a structured forward-looking year-end discussion. And all your discussion with your manager and everything comes to a shape. In a way, that also adds to your productivity. Another thing I would just like to highlight, that hybrid work model. Though there is a bit gray area in terms of the local regulation and all this, but definitely hybrid work role can help women to have better flexibility, because honestly, if you have a hybrid role and you have option to work from home at least 1 or 2 days in a week, that really makes a lot of positive impact. Another important thing I would like to highlight, and we have this program, and I would just like to take some time on this program. This is we call the Employee Assistance Program. So this program, in partnership with a third-party support provider, we provide to not only the employees, but their families as well, which includes spouse, children, and parents, with confidential support resources and information for personal and work-life issues. And this personal coaching and the counseling services include confidential counseling, legal guidance, because we all need to address or need to recognize one thing: life can be stressful for various reasons, and this employee assistance program is designed to provide short-term counseling service for the employees and their dependents, most importantly, to help them handle concerns constructively. And last but not the least, if we just divide our life into 4 domains, like, is career, family, community, and ourselves, right? So it's worthwhile to spend some time for brainstorming about each of the domains. And one of the most important outcome of this brainstorming will be you will come across, or you will be able to identify people who matter most in each domain, and where actually you want to give more time to those people to have some kind of ripple effects in the various domains of our lives. So that's I wanted to share from just for from a work-life balance perspective.
Great. I think those were absolutely very interesting programs and thoughts that you've shared. Some of the programs, some of the initiatives that Citibank has for their employees, I think that really commendable. And then, some of your thoughts about prioritizing, having measurable goals, and as you started off about work-life balance, that it's not that one will have a very joyful and cheerful work life, and that's not what is balanced. I think that we also need to have our expectations needs to be managed also, based on what it is really. So I think that you've really clearly touched upon those topics very nicely. Thank you so much.